guys, welcome to my channel and welcome to my new subscribers. I'm so glad to have you here. Today I am going to share a tutorial on how I assembled this gorgeous little KS Craft candy bar treat bag and the medium and small heart rosettes. And this one I actually beaded the handle. It was a little bit difficult, but it did turn out quite lovely. And inside it fits a nice little selection, either little chocolates, probably fit a few more in there, that's all I had to put in there, or it fits either the Hershey bar or just a nice chocolate bar in there ready for gifting. And that's what it looks like on the back. And I've used a magnet enclosure. I didn't line the inside of this one. I normally do line them, but it's a little bit small, a little bit tight to actually get in there, but I'm sure it's possible to do. And they just look so cute to give some little chocolates. And then these are just pop that up there. These are the small and the medium heart rosettes. They are so gorgeous. I just cut out a 1-inch circle and use hot glue on the back and just die cut some random hearts that I had to stick on the front. Okay, let's get started. So I have cut the top panel and the layering pieces. I've cut the front and the back panel with the layering pieces. The side tabs to go around with the layering pieces. And this time I'm not going to be doing the beaded handle on this one, so I didn't cut the little tabs for those ones. I'm making a handle to go on the top, so I've cut an extra piece of the, I think it's the longer of the layering pieces. I just cut one in cardstock and one in pattern paper and folded the ends up about 1 centimetre, but we'll show you how that one assembles. So you just need to fold on the score lines, and this one is really quite simple and easy to assemble. So I've already die cut, or actually we'll put the layering panels on first. And they have that lovely stitched border around the edges. So that's your front and back panels done. So now I like to use glue for this. A lot of people use double-sided tape, but for the double-sided tape in our climate doesn't tend to hold very long, and because it's quite humid, and I have found with most projects glue is a lot better. It holds a lot longer. And we just fold all the little tabs over and then just give it a little bit of a curl. Now on one end we're going to cut that little tab off, and then we do the same for this side, and then give it a bit of a curl to make it easy to. So then we start by going around the edge like that. So I'm going to pop, using glue is a little bit longer and a little bit more tedious, but I prefer the outcome. So we're just going to pop it around the edges like that. And I do it in sections so that it has time to adhere to the last section. And then with glue you've also got that little bit of wiggle room that you can actually move it into place. Oh, I should have actually popped that piece on there. Joined that on there first. Would have been easier. So now I can do the next part. Like you probably would have been done by now if using double-sided tape, but then if your little teeth go down in the wrong spot, it's a little bit hard to lift it back up and get them into place. So now we come around the corner. And it makes it easier if you've done your little bit of breaking the fibres and rounding it a little bit before you start. So there we have one panel on. So it looks like there's a little bit of overhang, but I'll wait until I glue the other side on and then I'll just trim that off. So that's that piece. So now we want to pop this one on. if you get a little bit of excess glue come out, just wipe it off. So this is where you can see there's a little bit of overhang. So I'm just going to just snip that off. And a little bit more glue in there. So now we can add the side panels. You can probably actually add these on before you glue the sides on, but I like to see where to actually place it, since I had to cut that little piece off that side. So that's one done. So that's those panels done. Now we can do the top. Then we add some glue to the tab insert. And there we have the little box. Oh, doesn't want to glue that section. So now you can use magnets or little Velcro dots. I just find it easier to do the magnets, but it will take a little bit of time to dry. I'll just grab some red tape. So I just pop my two magnets together, a little bit of red tape on there, and just eyeballing where it looks like it needs to go. I would normally glue these, but for the purpose of the video and for it to close properly, so I know where to stick the other one. And that's how it closes. So now I'm going to put the handle on. Give it a little bit of a curve. And again, just eyeball where you want it to go. So that one's going to go there. Oh, no. Try again. And then just hold it for a little bit. So there you have your little handle. And then to finish that off, I'm going to pop, even though these are little sticky flat back pearls, they don't stick. So I like to pop a little bit of glue underneath. And pop that one in the center. So now we have this finished gorgeous little candy bar bag. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the medium and small rosettes. This one I have pre-attached all the pieces and glued them because I use wet glue for these joins. So these ones were done and they're dry, only I'm not quick enough with the glue gun to dry these, and I kind of make a mess of it, so I like to use wet glue for those. But when you're folding them in and assembling them like that, I like to use the glue gun. So we have cut out, this is the small one, I've already adhered the layering piece and scored all the lines, so we'll show I'm actually going to use what's left of my Dries Clear because I'm not happy with that other glue. I'm probably going to run out of this one. It's nearly empty. So we just line the layering piece on top. You don't have to use the layering pieces, you can use them just on their own, but I like to have that pretty pattern on it as well. And then we just fold all the score lines. Makes it a little bit difficult having a layering piece on top. As long as you've scored, die cut it really well, you might have to put a little bit of like a piece of cardstock on top so that you do get the score lines come out properly, because sometimes you run it through your die cutting machine and it doesn't show the score lines. Like I'm missing one there. So then you just keep folding it, and then that's your little piece. A bit too much glue. Having a humidity problem here today, so my glue is just making a mess. So you just adhere those two pieces together. See, that one didn't adhere properly. Being the smallest one, this one can be a little bit fiddly. So I like to pinch those two together and then just get a little bulldog clip and just let that sit in there until it dries. And then you adhere the bottom two pieces. Sure that they're level in there. And then I get another little bulldog clip and just leave them sit like that to dry. So this is the medium one. So again, we just put the layering pieces on. This one's a little bit easier because the score lines are bigger and easier to see. I hope I'm in shot there. So then we fold that one back. That one. Sometimes they can go a little bit wonky, but once you hot glue it, it should fold out quite nicely. So there we have that one, and I need 2 more clips, and I've kind of lost them. So there we have those 2 together. And then we just let that sit and dry. So we can go back to this little one that I've done last night. So I use a 1-inch circle for the back. So once you fold it all down and hold it in place, it should be able to come together. So trying to do this, pinch it all together, and of course I've run out of glue stick. I put a good lot of glue in the center. And then I had a little pretty heart here to do, just hold it in place on the front. And we let that glue cool down for a bit. Alternatively, you can work from the back first, but I did it back to front. So I would pop a good amount of glue in there and pop that. And there we have our little heart rosette. It's not quite cool enough yet, so it's still quite flexible. We'll see how this one's going. If you take it off and feel that it's got a little bit of give, then I would just wait a little longer before trying to, yeah, see this one's coming apart, so I'm not going to do anything more with that one until it dries. And the same as with that one. this one working right. So this time we'll start on the back. Get all the pieces in. They can be fiddly little things to play with, but the end results are lovely. It's so humid here at the moment, even my hot glue doesn't even want to set. So there we have another pretty little heart rosette. And we'll just see if this one's going to cooperate this time. May do. Just got to maneuver it around a bit, get all the folds in right. Take a 1-inch circle, I don't know how many times I've taken my fingerprints off with the hot glue gun. And there we have another one. Now this one's coming apart a little bit, but I can pop a little bit of glue in there or cover it with something, with an embellishment. And there we have all our little gorgeous heart rosettes. And then going back to my little bag, I had to end up taking the magnets off and using my dries clear glue because the other all-purpose glue just was not sticking the little magnets down, and now they're adhering properly and staying, and I've added some little heart die cuts, and yep, that's another finished little bag. Love how they turned out. Hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Thanks for watching. Bye.